Being a single mom and doing it all by yourself is brutal. Learn the brain and energy tools to get back to your center and overcome your challenges. Welcome, welcome. Happy New Year. I really wish you a wonderful 2021, where you leave all the overwhelming uncertainty behind and the feeling trapped behind. And as I'm saying that, as I was even talking with people this week, I get some resistance. And to be fully transparent, I got some resistance from my brain too when I said that, the first time when I thought about that, because the pandemic is not behind us yet. We're still in time of crisis and there is still uncertainty. But there is a way to not be overwhelmed by uncertainty. There is a way to leave that overwhelming uncertainty behind and to find certainty in 2021. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Before we talk about that, I want to let you know, in case you're not on my email list, and if you're not, maybe you want to be, because I always share stuff, and I share also gifts, sometimes meditations or stuff like that. You can go on my website and grab a video that I did called Alchemizing 2020 for a better 21. And that's really an introduction video to Alchemizing 2020, because if you want to go deeper, you'll already get some tools in that video. But if you really want to alchemize 2020, to really use what happened for you in that year to propel you for a better 2021 with more certainty, you can go on my website, Single Moms Doing It All, and grab that video. You will then not only have the opportunity to watch it, but you'll also get more information about the masterclass that is coming up on January 10th at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. Pacific time. And that's a Sunday, because I want people to have all the time they need to really fully use the fruits of 2020 in a positive way. So that's it for the announcement. And now let's go back to having a better 2021 and to gain more certainty despite what's going on. Maybe you are familiar or you've heard about Viktor Frankl, who was an Austrian Holocaust survivor, neurologist, psychiatrist, and the author of the book Man's Search for Meaning. So as I mentioned, he was in the camps. He survived the Holocaust. And out of it, he came out with a memoir called Man's Search for Meaning. And in his book, he says, he has one quote that I really find powerful, and that is really something that I apply both in my life and in my coaching. And this quote is, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. And that's what we're talking about here, about 2021, because of course, you and I don't have the power of just ending the pandemic or making sure the vaccine works or stopping the mutation of the virus that already has happened in Europe. But we have the power to change ourselves. And when we change ourselves, that's when our reality changes. And that's where we can apply certainty in our life, because we can go where we have more control, and that's ourselves. And we can exert exercise, I think, in English. Certainty, knowing that we will do whatever we have to do as far as practices, tools, approaches, growth for 2021 to be better than 2020. Because really it took us by surprise in 2020. So we didn't have time to prepare. We only had to react and in the ultimate case, respond, which we were not able to do at the beginning, because when there is the element of surprise, you first react. And then you may transform that reaction into a more conscious response. But now, starting that new year, we know what's going on. So we can prepare ourselves and we can empower ourselves to be able to continue responding instead of going in the reaction of fear, uncertainty, stress, and all that. We can map the way there. We can train our brain there. And that's where the certainty lies. Because our experience, our reality, what we live, our life, depends on our perception. And our perception depends on our thoughts and our point of focus. Because as you know, what you focus on grows. It becomes your reality. If you focus on the fact that we are living horrible times and that nothing may ever something fell on my desk here. That nothing may ever come back the way it was before. And that's the end of times as we knew it, the end of the life as we knew it, and we're going to have to adapt. And we're going to have to change the way we do things, and maybe we'll wear the mask forever, and maybe we will never be able to hug each other again, etc., etc. If you focus on that, the majority of the time, you're going to have a horrible experience, and you're going to have emotions that go with that experience. Fear, stress, maybe sadness, maybe even depression, powerlessness, hopelessness, etc. But you have the power to do something else. You have the power to now prepare yourself to go with the decision of focusing on more positive stuff. It doesn't mean that you won't be wearing a mask when you go out or that you will be able to hug strangers. No. But it means that you will have a better experience and therefore better interaction with life and people and things and situations. So today I wanted to give you a few positive focus points so that you can start working with that and then come up with others of your own. The first one for me that is really positive that came out of this pandemic is we had to become aware that everywhere on the planet we are all affected. It's a common experience. It's a common reality that we're all living. Of course, we speak different languages. We may be of different ages, different races, different locations, but we're all affected. And in that, there is unity. And that made me reflect on the fact that if we want the world to survive today, we have to approach it from a vantage point of unity. The fact that we're all together, we're all the same, and we are all here on this beautiful planet. We are responsible for what happens to us and to the planet. And it is time for us to think more globally, not for our own personal interest only. I'm not saying to sacrifice yourself, but take the global picture in account and start thinking more at a higher consciousness about unity. So that's one focus point that came out that is positive from that pandemic. The second one is that look how resilient and adaptable we are as human beings. We had from one day to another create new habits, new ways of living, new ways of relating. It's marvelous. We're so adaptable as a species. It is so beautiful. And we are so resilient, even though it was a shock. We all have been in shock, but we stand up, we get back up, and we find ways to adapt. When you think about it, you even have masks that can match your purse. Masks here, I just ordered some yesterday that are transparent. So you can still smile at strangers, because that's what I missed the most, is the smiles. And I still look at people's eyes, because you can see it in the eyes when someone smiles. But if I can see the smile, it's going to be so much better. So I ordered some of those transparent masks yesterday. And I marvel at our ability to adapt and to be resilient and to have life continuing no matter what. You know, it reminds me when you have sometimes cements, like sidewalks, and when we have 2 blocks of cement and in between there is a space, and in that space grows a flower. That's life taking back its place, because life is stronger than anything. Life force energy will prevail, and that's beautiful. So you can focus on that, how we adapted so fast. And the last positive point of focus that I wanted to talk about today is our ability to choose. To come back to Viktor Frankl's quotes, there is one where that says, "Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's way." I mean, if someone who was in the concentration camps was able to choose his attitude, to choose freedom in his mind, I think we can do the same, because although what we're living is very difficult for a lot of people, and I'm not negating the pain and the grief for people who lost people or lost their jobs, or where things were taken away from them so drastically and in such a shocking, traumatic way. But we still have a choice in our mind, and that no one can take from us. So you have the power to choose what you focus on. You have the power to choose to reframe the story you are telling yourself about what's going on. Is what's going on a tragedy, or is it a very strong challenge that we all have to overcome together? That will make a difference in your experience, let me tell you. Because if you think about a challenge that we all have to overcome together, you're going to be solution-oriented. You're going to be hope-oriented. If you think that it is a tragedy and the end of a certain world the way you knew it, you're going to be focused on loss. And that's your choice. So today I wanted to give you that choice, and hoping that you would choose empowerment and freedom. So on these words, I really wish you a wonderful 2021, and I hope to see you in the masterclass in January. If you're a member if you're part of my membership, by the way, it's free. If you're not, you still have an option to purchase the masterclass only. So I'll see you next year. Have a wonderful New Year celebration, whatever you're doing, a Zoom New Year, a dance party alone in your pajamas, whatever you're choosing to do. I send you love and I send you blessings. If you like this podcast, please review and rate it on iTunes and share it with your friends.